So today we're going to talk about complexity science. This is an important video because many of my videos are based on this way of thinking complexity, and my PhD is also based on this. So I thought it was good to address a video to it and explain what it is. So let's get into it. So imagine you want to understand whether chocolate is healthy or not, to base your decision whether you want to eat whether people should eat chocolate or not. So what scientists usually do, they split a group in two and they measure the effects, for example, of blood glucose, and they see a difference. Um, well, turning out that chocolate is unhealthy, raising the blood glucose. It's very different from my personal situation, because for my situation, health is just one little aspect of it. And even within chocolate, blood glucose, affected through sugar, is only one part of my health effect. There's this large network of factors like psychological, social, carbon footprint, cost, marketing, which all affect my likelihood to eat chocolate. And each of these factors have a kind of the factor increasing the likelihood or decreasing it for me to eat chocolate, while they're all present at the all same time and interacting with each other as well, affecting each other's pattern. But what I used to do in science is having one building, one apartment, looking at one aspect like a psychological effects of eating chocolate, CO2 effects or the food effects. Well, there's not really a department or a building who analyzes all these different aspects, and there's where complexity science comes in. So complexity science is regarded more as holistic, looking at this interaction between the factors, while the usual science is more reductionistic, like looking at a specific causal effect of certain things, reducing the components. But how do we do that in complexity science? Complexity science usually use networks, and they look at the interaction between the factors in a network and see how they cluster together. So we can see there's relationships between health and happiness and exercise and health, and usually they cluster together in some way. And this example is just of a personal life, but in complexity science is multidisciplinary. So there you can analyze lots of different effects just by looking at the interactions of networks. For example, you can look at an organization and how they communicate with each other, saying something about the health of the organization. Or we can look at transit networks, how cities are connected to each other. Or it originally comes from the climate systems. So how does the clouds interact with the grass and the sea and the sunlight? And we usually see some kind of pattern emerging through these interactions by looking at them all together. And this is what you can see in the dynamic data of such a system. You can see how they interact, and there's a certain dynamic in it where you can find some patterns changing from the chaotic state to orderly state, having all these interactions combined within it together. We can look at the health of the system, and it is a bit more complex than this, but it's actually kind of what is the case. So we kind of really look how the things are interacting and how the whole system is holistically behaving, how dynamic it is, and how changing the state of the system is, saying something about its health. So we kind of look in complexity, really how it really works, instead of looking at different parts, reducing different factors, having a more it's complexity science is a more ecological way of viewing the world. And I think that's really important, because when you want to change behavior, want to see where the factors in the network affecting each other, we have to look at the whole network, and we also have to analyze and research the right things to understand the right things and change the system as a whole. So this is it for now, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. You can read more about complexity science on my website, also nice videos from Systems Innovation. I will write it in the description. But for now, thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time.